Characteristic features of spoken English. Accent. Accent refers to the way in which words are pronounced. Accent can vary according to the region or social class of a speaker. Example, American accent, British accent, etc. Adjacency pairs. Parallel expressions used across the boundaries of individual speaking terms. They are usually ritualistic and formalized socially. Example, how are you? Fine, thanks. Back channel. Words, phrases, and non-verbal utterances used by a listener to give feedback to a speaker that the message is being followed and understood. Example, I see. Oh, ah, ha, really, etc. Contraction. A reduced form often marked by an apostrophe in writing. Example, can't, cannot, she'll, she will, isn't, is plus not. Diaxis or diactic. A diactic expression or diaxis is a word or phrase that points to the time, place, or situation in which a speaker is speaking. These are only understood by the listener and speaker. This is very much a context-dependent feature of talk. Example, this, that, these, those, now, then, here. Dialect. A dialect of a language refers to the distinctive grammar and vocabulary which is associated with the regional or social use of a language. Discourse marker. They refer to words and phrases which are used to signal the relationship and connections between utterances and to signpost that what is said can be followed by the listener or reader. Example, first, on the other hand, now, what's more, so anyway, etc. Elision. Elision is the omission of sounds, syllables, or words in speech. This is done to make the language easier to say and faster. Example, gonna, going to, wanna be, want to be, was up, what is up. Ellipsis. Ellipsis refers to the omission of part of a grammatical structure. Example, you going to the party? Might be. In the above exchange, the verb are and the pronoun I are missed out. The resulting ellipsis conveys a more casual and informal tone. False start. A false start in speech occurs when the speaker begins an utterance, then stops and either repeats or reformulates it. Sometimes this is called self-correction. Repairs. Repairs represent alterations that are suggested or made by a speaker, the addressee, or audience in order to correct or clarify a previous conversational contribution. Example, hello, I would like to talk about Mrs. Sham. Sorry, I mean Mr. Sam. Fillers. Fillers are expressions which do not carry conventional meaning but which are inserted in speech to allow time to think, to create a pause, or to hold a turn in conversation. Filler is also called as voiced pause. Examples are hedge. Words and phrases which soften or weaken the force with which something is said. Examples: perhaps, maybe, sort of, possibly, I think. Paralinguistic features. These are related to body language. They refer to the use of gestures, facial expressions, plus other non-verbal elements such as laughter to add meaning to the speaker's message beyond the words being spoken. Phatic talk. Conversational utterances that have no concrete purpose other than to establish or maintain personal relationships. It's related to small talk and follows traditional patterns with stock responses and formalic expressions. Examples: how are you? Fine. Cold, isn't it? Freezing. Prosodic features. Prosodic features include features such as stress, rhythm, pitch, tempo, and intonation, which are used by speakers to mark out key meanings in a message. Essentially, these refer to how something is said. Tag question. Strings of words normally added to a declarative sentence to turn the statements into questions. Example: it's a bit expensive around here, isn't it? Transactional talk. Language to get things done or to transmit content or information. Used when the participants are exchanging goods and or services. Example: using imperatives like asking for something, giving instructions, offering something, etc. Turn taking. A turn is a time during which a single participant speaks within a typical orderly arrangement in which participants speak with minimal overlap and gap between them. This is a principal unit of description in conversational structure. Utterance. An utterance is a complete unit of talk bounded by speaker's silence. Vague language. Statements that sound imprecise and unassertive. Examples: and so on, or whatever, sort of.